What's up, guys? Omar here with you guys for week 4 of the USL review. This week I want to try something new. So obviously I'm going to have later on the segment of Between the Ears with Abraham Rodriguez. For those of you guys who don't know who he is, 16 years old with the Colorado Rapids. They signed an affiliate deal with the USL side, Colorado Switchbacks, and their first goalkeeper goes down, second goalkeeper goes down, and 16-year-old Abraham Rodriguez gets a call up. You guys are going to be hearing all about his first start, how he became the player of the week, the team of the week, and all of that. But before we get into that, this week I also want to highlight another goalkeeper, Codylorenzi. So his team this past weekend, he's on OKC Energy. They're playing against Reno. They're down 3-0. It's kind of hard to stay mentally in it. And when you're not mentally in it, you're not physically in it. So as you guys are going to see here, Cody's team is down 3-0, and instead of pouting, instead of beating himself up about some of the goals that he gave up, he's stuck in it. And as you guys are about to see, his team had a crazy result because of him. So let's get into that, and then right after that, we're going to get into Between the Ears with Abraham Rodriguez. Once again, guys, this is the USL Review Show. Let's go. Once again, guys, that was Codylorenzi making some incredible saves to keep his team OKC in it while they were down 3-0 to Reno. Again, great perseverance, great mental fortitude to keep himself and his team in it throughout the entire game. Now let's move on to our segment Between the Ears with 16-year-old goalkeeper from Colorado Switchbacks, Abraham Rodriguez. Let's go. Joined by Abraham Rodriguez in our Week 4 segment of Between the Ears. Abraham, how you doing, man?
Hey, man, it's good. Thank you for having me on.
Of course, man, of course. So what's crazy, Abraham, is last week, be honest with you, man, I don't know who you were. I don't know who you were, man. You were just a regular old 16-year-old, and you were at the Rapids Academy, right?
Yes, I am.
So you're with the Rapids Academy. All of a sudden, USL side Switchbacks give you a call on a Thursday. And so tell me a little bit about the week and the preparation to that and how it all came about.
No, not yet. The Rapids this year signed affiliated with the Switchbacks, and I started as a third keeper. The second keeper gets injured, and then I trained with them a little, and then I found out that the first keeper gets injured, and they just call me up there. You're in to play.
So being 16 years old, how did you receive the news when you got notified? How did you react? Actually, who was the first person you called? I'm really curious.
The first person I called, well, my goalkeeper coach, who's the first team coach of Colorado Rapids and the academy coach usually, he gave me the news. At first I was surprised, like, whoa. I was driving home and I'm like, I'm really about to play. And then I was gonna call my parents, but I said, nah, I'm gonna tell them in person. So I get home and my dad's there and my mom's there, and I tell them the news and they're like, "What?" And everyone was just freaked.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. And then the fact that your family is in Colorado with you and you're able to go home and share that news with them is pretty insane. And for everybody who's listening who has no idea what happened and what we're talking about, Abraham gets called into the Switchbacks USL side, becomes the #1 goalkeeper over the weekend against Phoenix, and has 11 saves and a PK save at that. So for you, man, going into the game, obviously some nerves, things like that, but did anybody give you any pieces of advice to calm you down, or were you essentially just ready for this moment?
No, yeah. As a goalkeeper, I tend to always be ready from the beginning of the week. You never know what's gonna happen. So I usually base my performance on training. So if my training's good, obviously the game's gonna be good. But yeah, I got tips from my coach Chris Sharpie, who told me to just be calm, relax, have a solid game, and that's all.
After you made the PK save, and some of the other saves you made were, just it seemed like you had a poise of a goalkeeper who's been in the league for 10, 15 years. And just the discipline that you had, I'm serious, man. Discipline that you had, staying up big on some of those 1v1s, and I'm sure it comes from the goalkeeper coach as well, but you actually have to go out there and perform all those concepts that you're taught. So props to you on that, and share a little bit about how your teammates helped you get ready for this moment, because it looked like after you made some of those saves, and especially if I recall correctly, after the game, all your teammates sprinted over to you. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that was right.
Yeah, so how was that? Obviously, that your teammates kind of got you ready for the game, and obviously they're big supporters of you. So, any shed some light on that for me?
No, yeah. My teammates were a huge help, man. Before the game, everyone was motivating me. Everyone was like, "Gotta relax, play your game." It's gonna be a hard game, but they had confidence in me. The coaching staff had confidence in me, and even during the game, I made one save, and they would come up to me and they would, "It's your game, man," and they would boost me up. But it felt great, man. It felt great. All my teammates there, everyone believing in me. It feels good.
And your family was there too, right?
Yeah. Some of my family was there. This is why I do this, man. Every goalkeeper has a why, and that's my why, man. All the glory to God, honestly. But I do this for my family, and it feels great. It feels great after that game. I'm representing all of them.
For sure, man. So you obviously, on the stat sheet, 11 saves, and when we get into those kind of games, it's just the mentality is different. How did you, from save to save, especially the penalty kick save, how were you able to keep your sharpness and mentality? Obviously, getting so many shots on you, there's kind of like that fatigue in the mind where it kind of settles in. You go, okay, hopefully the next shot, you don't want to overthink it, and you want to keep the technique proper. So how are you able to keep everything aligned and from start to finish in the game, play probably one of the best games in the season?
No, usually, what usually keeps me focused is communication, talking to my defenders all the time, and confidence-wise, every keeper has their ways. For some keepers, it's like giving a good pass. Other keepers is making the save, and for me, it's usually, I make the first save, and I'm, okay, and then I'm ready for the second one. I'm always ready for the second one, and then I make the second one save, and my confidence just goes up. I believe in myself, and I make the PK save, and then I'm just like, I'm balling, and then I'm just. I just yeah, it was pretty hard to stay focused in the warm up because of the crowd. They were saying a lot of stuff, but concentration is key, man.
Oh, absolutely, bro. And obviously, for a lot of the listeners that we have here, I think a lot of us have been in situations where, in college, maybe we were the freshmen getting called up for the first team, or, and like in your case here, youngster getting called into the first team at the professional level. Any advice that you can give the young kids out there when they're tasked or they're given this kind of a responsibility at such a young age? Any just kind of things you wanna share with them?
Yeah, well, first of all, you always got to be ready. You don't know what's gonna happen, and training has to be sharp all the time. But going into the game, don't go out chasing, man. If you go out chasing, you look rushed, you look nervous. Try to look confident. So just solid every time, solid save, no mistakes, and just do you.
Abraham, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not sure you're 16 years old. I'm gonna have to check that birth certificate. You're very calculated, very articulate, and it's very impressive, man. There's no sky's the limit for you. I'm super excited. Again, if anybody doesn't know this guy, player of the week, team of the week, 16 years old, 11 saves, penalty kick save in his first ever start. Dude, thank you so much for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Nah, thank you, man.
Of course, man. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, guys, so that was our USL Week 4 review show. If you guys walk away with anything from this, it's that whether you've conceded a bad goal or your team is down 2-3-0, try and stay mentally locked in. Your job is to perform for a full 90 minutes. There shouldn't be any conditions on that. Even if you guys are down 3-0, no one cares if you give up a bad goal. As long as you stay locked in, you're ready to go for the full 90. And in Cody's situation, he had no idea after making save after save like that his team would come back and tie 3-3. But at least he gave himself and his team a chance. So remember that if you're down a goal, whatever, you gave a bad goal, stay in it. You never know what's going to happen. And at 90 minutes, you guys can assess the good and the bad. And lastly, shout out to Abraham once again for joining me on Between the Ears. Just again, for all the young goalkeepers out there that are trying to make it to the next level, especially 16-year-old like him, You guys should hear the answers that he's giving. If you guys weren't paying attention like that, go back and listen to it again and understand that at his age, you have to be mentally sharp and prepared. He's talking about going out there not chasing the game. You know, when you hear that from somebody that young, it really sheds light on where your mentality needs to be able to play at that next level. Again, walking away from this video, if you're that young or have aspirations to play at the next level, make sure that you're not just physically right, but psychologically and mentally you're prepared and ready to go when your number is called, because last Wednesday, he was just a 16-year-old in the Colorado Rapids, and now he's, you know, headline news. So stay in it, stay mentally sharp, young or old, make sure that you're always ready to go and see the game all the way through. Once again, guys, my name is Omar Zini. You guys just watched the Week 4 USL Review Show. I'll see you guys next time. Later.